Hi and welcome to this video on Ghost Runner 2. I have been covering a lot of good two games where it's the next iteration is actually a good update, a good continuation on story and all sorts of things. And I've covered a good bit of those here recently. This one is, I think the best way to put it is no exception. This one is an amazing 2 from Ghost Runner 1. It improves the entire gameplay, it improves everything, and right out the gate, when starting this, it instantly felt a little bit smoother. Ghost Runner 1, is a little bit more janky is the best way to put it, where different animations can be a little bit jarring, where it's not as smooth from one thing, specifically like the Jap cameras. You haven't played Ghost Runner 1, I highly suggest it, and then play Ghost Runner 2, because both of them are amazing in their own right. It's like Mirror's Edge and Mirror's Edge Catalyst. Both are very good. I never played Mirror's Edge, I played Mirror's Edge Catalyst, but I've heard Mirror's Edge is as good as Mirror's Edge Catalyst. The only difference is one's open world, one's not. But both ones have like different mechanics, different things. Like I believe in Mirror's Edge, there's no XP system where you have all of the parkour right out the gate. Where if you know it, you know it, which is why there's a lot of speed running, even though it's like a mission by mission game. It's very cool. This works the same way. There's a lot of cool mechanics in this that you have basically right out of the gate, but you can upgrade it throughout the game. Something amazing is the campaign and then the hardcore campaign. Basically, they're the same campaign, but one's the first one you have to play, and then one's the remix. That's how it works. You have to beat the base campaign, and then you get the hardcore mode. I do really want to show you the difference in this. So I am going, and this is when I'm going to cover the entire game, because the entire game is one fluid experience. It is an amazing experience, and it is fucking fun. The entire time you're getting more and more shit, each level progressing with more and more difficulty, ramping up and up and up, which is something, like, you're going to see this one's very easy. When you're going to see the hardcore mode, because hardcore mode brings everything to the table. Like, I mean everything to the table.
Attack started about 20 minutes ago. The reactor team managed to contact us before they went down, but there's no way our reinforcements can beat the hammers to the central chamber. Except for you. Report once you're in position.
The only thing that sucks about that is that the blade isn't the same blade in that cutscene. The hands are kind of, but yeah.
Hi, Jackie. Let's get rolling.
I'm gonna run through this entire thing once.
Start. No time to do it the usual way. I'll be your handler on this one.
That's not necessary.
Sure it is, Jackie. I've always wanted to work more closely with you. Don't take it away from me. Ah, it's getting tricky. But you should be fine if you use your,
I know.
Just so y'all know, and I'm pausing it because I'm gonna keep the flow as much as I can because this game is about flow. If you haven't noticed, it's not really to keep momentum, but it's a flow game. It's basically a flow state game is a good way to put it. Like playing Rage 2 for fun. I'm not trying, or that's I think how you're supposed to play Rage 2, and that's previous video I made, which is why I'm talking about it. It is not like go watch this. These are both standalone. Just like that game. It is a flow state game. You're meant to use all the tools at your disposal, especially once you play the game once and then you do the New Game Plus. New Game Plus, especially if you've done everything, got everything the first time, the second playthrough, third playthrough, and infinitely from there is just meant to be a groove along, basically. It's you have fun, you use the tools however you want to, and just blast through it. Just have a blast in the open world, kind of thing. And just have fun. This is no exception, or this is the exact same thing, but different entirely. Instead of open world where you're using all these different weapons, you have your own kit. Everything is, I think I can kill him before getting bitch smacked. And like Ghost Runner 1, you die in one shot. No matter what you are hit by, no matter how you are hit, you die in one shot, which is amazing and why you just saw me just annihilate those guys. They die in one shot like you, except for bosses. Those guys are a pain in the ass. I have not gotten to a hard mode boss. I am dreading that day because you are going to see what hard mode brings. And when I say everything, I mean everything, even a void. I forget what it's called exactly. The tech void. Ghost Runner has basically the Digimon Digiverse. Basically, best way to explain it. It is a digital universe that can be manipulated in real space even and can overlap and could do all sorts of crazy things. Basically, digital universe like Digimon. But the crazy thing about this version is not digital monsters, it is basically digital gods. In Ghost Runner 1, you dabble into it a little bit. Ghost Runner 2, there's full on boss fights in there. There is all sorts of crazy shit. There's even more puzzles. It fully expands on what there could be in there. And even has the overlap that I'm talking about. There's points where both are overlapping, especially in hard mode. Hard mode could actually be the definitive real mode or the real story, because why would they bring little bit, little bit, little bit? Why wouldn't they have everything at their disposal instantly, especially if they're the same group? Actually, okay, because of what's at their disposal in the first mission, that actually doesn't work because there's different factions working together. This is one faction. There's multiple factions throughout the campaign. There's more like two factions actually. This is the first faction that you fight in like a mission, maybe two, and then there's another faction you fight the entire time. It is an amazing story. It continues from Ghost Runner 1 to Ghost Runner 2. I don't know how well, because I didn't pay that much attention to the story, especially at the very end, but it was a very fun game nonetheless. This continues from it, and you do see a lot of characters overlap, a lot of different things. It is very fun. The overall gameplay, and this is the massive upgrade if you haven't seen this, and if you haven't seen, why did I say that? This is the only thing that's been on the screen for a good bit because I was talking. All of these are upgrades, and how little things like this, like the last column socket gives you that massive bonus here and there. All of these have different things that can be done overall, because there's so many different things. Like I could do that if I really wanted to. I actually wait. I actually can, because there's upgrades like I didn't actually, because that was on hard mode. Okay, you're gonna see my hard mode thing, and that's actually something I set up in the hard mode, so I can actually have more things. But hard mode unlocks everything, but I didn't unlock everything here because I only wanted this set up because I just went through it. Shit. But I can still show off how the general gameplay works. Each thing, without a specific mod, I forget exactly where it is. I would have shown you if I knew where it was. But it is a mod that allows you to put anything anywhere. But without that, then anything anywhere, as in these are all traversal. These are all system. And you can see it on the side there, and I will point at it in the editing, but all of that. These are the shuriken, these are the shadow, and these are the sword. Without a certain mod, you have to have the same stuff in the same column. With that mod, you can actually put them anywhere you want, but you still have to worry about the no chips on both sides type of thing. Different things have stuff like that. They give you massive benefits here and there depending on what exactly you're wanting to do. There are so many different cards, like cards, chips, whatever you want to call them. These are the most those are basically unstables. Those are ones that will give you a lot of bang, but for a lot of buck. So those basically will make your playstyle, but will take away from your overall playstyle. Like give you like no stamina or something. Crazy shit. You'll see. But I want to complete this mission. Hopefully not die. I kind of forgot about him, but I'm glad he made noise.
What do they want with the reactor?
That's the million-dollar question, Jackie. Best case scenario, make some threats, shake us down. Worst case scenario, blow this whole joint sky high. Problem is, ever since the Zaramon character took over, the hammers have changed.
Changed how?
They used to be your regular base-based bozos. Predictable and easy to manage. They stepped out of line, just bait them with a carrot, then whack them with a stick, and the wheels keep turning. But now, they work differently. Now they have an agenda. And bozos with agendas are the worst. They no longer want my carrots. Good thing you whack harder than a stick.
And I have a sharp stick. And the ability to block in this version, or in this, I think version is like the best word I can put there. Version, uh, the block is very handy. Shit, I lost my grip. The block is very handy because of how it can actually function, like you just saw there.
So much chrome on these guys. Wonder if you've cut any of them before.
I wouldn't know.
And the reason why the audio is so different is, or the audio is so low in the game, is because I really just groove with this game because I really, really like the movement and overall gameplay. If you can't tell. Ho-
Major hard ass. Judging by the fact he single-handedly butchered all the hammer stuff fighters to take control, allegedly. Look, the guy can fight and think. That's all I need to know to understand he's a threat. But don't you worry. With our powers combined, we counter him on every level. Besides, he might not show up in person.
I've got a feeling he will.
You just had to jinx it, didn't you?
Now, I'm instantly warning y'all, I am going to die multiple times doing this hard mode, and not just because I fuck up. Because
Get your rope to shine.
My what?
You know, the grappling hook, gun, implant.
It's called Gap Jammer.
That's the one? Yeah. Look, I know this ain't your first rodeo. I just want to help. Keep things smooth.
that right there is part of the reason why I love this game and other games that do that. Sure, that is kind of fourth wall breaking because he is doing the typical game tutorial thing, and this is the first mission, which is why he's giving the tutorial on every little thing and why he is saying it. But in universe, he could just be saying it because he wants to. Like, if you do play this game, and I'm not gonna do a full playthrough, you hear his personality a lot of the time. His personality is very interesting. And with his personality, he could genuinely be saying that, like he said previously, he'd been really wanting to talk to him this entire time. And he could have looked up a lot of different things, studied Jack, and Jack is the main character. If he didn't say that already, I think he did. But Jack could have studied him, studied all the abilities he had, different things like that, and wanted to do this for a very long time, but never got the chance, which is actually pretty interesting on how that could actually have made sense in universe instead of just being a tutorial like they were hinting at, which is pretty fucking cool. I forgot exactly what I was saying. Think I was saying something along the lines of when we play hard mode, or when I show hard mode, we play as in, like, my playthroughs, like my infamous playthrough. It's we are playing through it. It's our playthrough. I do say we a whole lot because that's what I'm meaning. It's our playthrough kind of thing. Which is why I do every little thing because who knows what you would want to do and all of those different things. Like, it's, and why I'm doing good and bad. Like, it's meant to be, if you don't have the PS5 or PS4, you can just watch this and experience the game for yourself with a little bit of humor and a lot of my own personal stuff, which is basically is meant to be, and I'm sorry about this, this is meant to be this mainly, but like every video I make, it's meant to be my video, but with a purpose in mind, but it's still primarily my video, so I can talk about different things. I want to say advertise, but that has a bad connotation, and it's not really advertising because of that bad connotation. It's talking about things that I'm wanting to do and things that I am going to do to help also different people, whatever things like that. Um, the thing I was talking about, I think, before uh, he started talking is the fact that hard mode is going to bring everything to the table. So I'm actually going to die multiple times because this shit is going to get fucking crazy. Because, like I said, there's multiple factions, different things like that. Like, this hard mode is hard.
Why is the reactor above the city?
How should I know? Do I look like a nuclear engineer to you? Maybe plasma can't flow uphill. Or maybe the architect wanted to keep it as close to himself as possible, far away from this dirty, dirty working class.
This is where using abilities really comes in handy, and each ability does so many different things. Or, like, can do multiple things. Like, you can make this a good, like, sprint button, basically, in combat. Like, a mod I have makes it where popping this gives me a 40% speed boost in combat specifically, which can come in real handy. This allows me to zoom towards big boys if I hit them, which is very handy. And this is just, boom. I mostly use that for puzzles. Or I only use that for puzzles, really. But each ability is very handy, including the L3. I accidentally popped that way more as trying to sprint, but it is incredibly useful. It is a maximum slow-mo that I'm actually going to use next combat encounter. To leave the door? Yeah.
They see the
I would...
turret.
Well, they better be. Once you pull a stun
secure the reactor remotely?
Why didn't I think of that? Oh, wait. I did. Zoe's busting her butt right now trying to do exactly that. But your late papa, the architect, made these things network unfriendly. Besides, even if we do prevent them from detonating it, they can still just break it. And we have enough of a power shortage as is.
Why wasn't the reactor protected?
It was. We have 5 guys guarding the approach. It had.
Why wasn't the reactor adequately protected?
Because of politics. There's nobody can come close to it without all the other factions getting all twitchy. This mess is exactly why we need the Interface Council to work out. If all the gangs and factions don't learn to play nice soon, Dharma will just fall apart right in front of our eyes. You're getting close. Expect heavy resistance.
This area is actually very useful to use the super, because this shit gets even crazier. Which, if you haven't been noticing, it's a gradual build-up to make this shit show you how fucking crazy this is gonna get. And after I show you these 2 levels, there's a level that I really, really am excited for and not excited for that I'm going to show you the easy mode, because I haven't gotten to it on the hard mode. But it is the best level in this game that has overarching, like, how you can use it, general thing, like, like, that's all I'm gonna say.
We're already inside the chamber. This can get ugly.
I'm going in.
You do that.
Shit, it's talking too much. Well, I can use the super in hard mode, because that will actually be way more applicable. Also, down at the bottom, if you didn't see that, there's a lot of collectibles. I have no clue where those 2 swords are. Why is it actually doing the cutscene? That's all story stuff. I gave you as much story as I actually do want to show, but why are you doing that? Did I do new game? Didn't do new game. Right? Yeah, I just did level select. That's the second. Okay. Well. Now, this shit is going to be harder than literally every level in this campaign. That is going to be that first mission, same first mission, but on hard difficulty is going to be harder than every single level. And just as a little sneak peek, besides just saying bike, that is the bike that you are going to see me play, or going to see me drive, because that thing is fucking fun. But watch the shit. I am not going to talk. I'm going to maximally groove and use the super and do everything because I am going to have to. I think I said everything I want to, so let's fucking do this shit.
Managed to contact us before they went down, but there's no way our reinforcements can beat the hammers to the central chamber. Except for you. Report once you're in position.
But little thing here, there's already death barriers. Unlike the mission I just showed. Fuck. And like I said, things are instantly fucking hard. I have to groove.
Becky, let's get rolling. The hammers have a hell of a head start. No time to do it the usual way. I'll be your handler on this one.
That's not necessary.
Sure it is, Jackie. I've always wanted to work more closely with you. Don't take it away from me. Ah, it's getting tricky. But you should be fine if you use your, air dash booster thingy.
I know.
Okay. I just remembered I wanted to show off this. This automatically looks different from the previous thing. And I do want to talk about Ultimates after this, but there is where is it? That one, I think. Yeah, that is the thing that I talked about, and it is in the system. That allows me to put these mods anywhere, which allows me to have multiple things like that all actually being procced all at the same time, even though they would actually cost different things. Like being able to do all of that. These are not all shuriken. Like these are shadow ones. These are shuriken ones, and because of that, that makes me have multiple things. which is amazing. These are incredibly handy if you're wanting to really use any of these, because these upgrades are massive improvements here and there. That is my personal favorite ultimate because it is just, I guarantee all these kills, especially with level 3. That is, I guarantee kills. Guaranteed, just boom. That is very handy. Like, all of these are very handy, can do a whole lot of things, but I personally just prefer that. You can play with anyone you want. Like, there's so many upgrades, and I'm going to scroll through a good bit. And these are the routes. If you want to pause it, you can. Those, like I said, do crazy shits. But yeah, all of these are absolutely crazy and can do so much for build crafting, basically. It's not exactly build crafting as much as it is play style crafting! You sack of fuck. Dodge your ass. Well, fuck.
That's the million-dollar question.
I thought I could run.
Million-dollar question, Jackie. Best case scenario, make some threats, shake us down. Worst case scenario, blow this whole joint sky high. Problem is, ever since this Aramon character took over, the hammers have changed.
This shit is awesome. Okay. If you did not know, I am the type of crazy person that actually really likes Transit from Black Ops 2. If you don't know, look it up. I really like that map because it is a challenge. I am so weird. Fuck, okay. I am so weird. I actually really like not even using the bus. I genuinely really like the fog and how the fog plays, especially with the Flyboys. I wish it was on PS4 or PS5. I wish I could play that again. But those monkey boys were very fun to fight because at a certain point, or I don't want to say this because this is why I'm genuinely enjoying this, even though I'm dying over and over and over again. The difference. Okay, I've said in other videos that I really do not like playing Dark Souls. I hate the idea of playing Dark Souls or any Dark Souls-like game. The reason is those are meant to make you suffer. They're not a you could win. It is a can you win? It is I am going to shove so much shit in your face, try and win, bitch, kind of thing. From every boss, every time you're trying to play those games. I don't like that. I like this type of game, even when it comes to this. If there is a way, like I was talking about with Transit, if there is a way to play the game, even on the hard thing, if I can do it, like if it's like a skill requirement, not a RNG requirement, not a I have to guess so many different variables before I even start to fight this thing. Like it is, I can reasonably understand it, which is why I like Destiny and so many other games that I like. It's I can understand it and actually fight it, which is why I like running in transit specifically. Okay, my personal favorite memory of running in transit is with the executioners running through the fog. Even Unpack a Punch doesn't really matter because the executioners are amazing, especially against the monkey boys. Running through the fog, you can hear them. If you did not know this and you have a PS3 or Xbox, play this, and this with this knowledge, you'll be able to do this. You need a good high damage boom thing, like a good shotgun, something like that, which will allow you to do this. I personally like Executioner. That's my personal favorite shotgun because it's reload, all the other things about it. It's basically a pistol, primarily a pistol with shotgun capabilities, which is why I personally love it. But uh, with that, you can sprint through the fog. When you hear them screaming at you, they are guaranteed a certain spot behind you. That is how I've always turned around and shot them. But with that guarantee, when you hear them, know where they are, and use a headset, it will make it a lot easier, but know where they are, run, and turn around as you hear them start to scream. Not a little bit later, as you hear them, so you have enough time to turn, and have high sensitivity. If you don't already, I highly suggest it, because that will allow you to turn fast enough. But spin as fast as you can, look for them, and pop them in the head. That will allow you to spin again to keep on sprinting until another one spawns, and then rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, which will allow you to not have to worry about the bus at all, and is a very good tactic for just overall gameplay, and what I personally like doing in it. It's very fun, and like I said, I really wish it comes to PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 5 or 4, depending on how they do it, because that would be amazing. The reason why you're able to keep all of your abilities is because of different things like that. Fighting those shield boys, and the reason why I'm just talking over them because you already heard them, is the same exact voice line, so I don't really care. But the what was I gonna say? The abilities are very handy, like that shield boy. That shield boy would have been an absolute pain in the ass to try and fight without the invis, because the invis basically is how you're meant to fight them. And you're about to see how Very handy. The shuriken. Ooh.
But that
Upgrades are.
they work differently. Now they have an agenda. And bozos with agendas are the worst. They no longer want my carrots. Good thing you whack harder than a stick.
The shuriken is very handy. These boys, I did want to actually talk about them before. The sword boys, the dual sword boys, actually cannot be hit as easily as I'm doing it. The reason, or they can if you have a mod. That's why I'm actually able to just smack them. They actually have a mechanic where you're supposed to parry them, let them attack you first, and then parry them to insta-kill them. If you don't have the upgrade. I put it on because I just want to slash them. I don't have to worry about timing their bullshit, because if you don't have the upgrade, they are just a roving hazard. You have to avoid until it's just you and them, unless you are madmen and want to do that. If you can, go ahead, fuck them up. But I highly suggest killing everything else and then dealing with them. Like priority targets, different things like that, which is what I love about games. Just being able to prioritize different targets and different things like that. Even in PvP. PvP is amazing because like Lazy Purple had a video, I think it was the Scout video. Actually, I think specifically, yeah, it was how it feels to play Scout. Also, if you have not watched Lazy Purple, I highly suggest it. He makes a lot of TF2 videos, but TF2 is amazing in so many different ways. Like a lot of Valve games. Valve games are just beautiful in so many different ways. Like people have complained more about not having another game than about the games themselves. Except for like little updates here and there, but the game itself, overall, they have complained about less than having another version, which is amazing. But and something I do want to touch on about that after I talk about this clearly. Uh, Lazy Purple is an amazing YouTuber. He typically has how to play, or it's how it feels to play different characters. I don't think he's done a medic one, or excuse me, he has not done a medic one. Medics are everywhere. They okay. TF2 is a old game. It is a very simplistic game on the surface, but has a lot of unique features and unique mechanics. Because it is so old, it is basic. Not even really because it's so old, just because of how they wanted to balance it. Really, they could have multiple medics if they really wanted to, and you can technically have multiple medics. Unlike Overwatch, where you have to have one character unless you're doing that. But there's characters that do specific things. Like there's the sniper, there's the medic, there's the heavy. Each character does his own thing. Lazy Purple likes playing all of them and like showing off what each one feels like. Like how different players can do different things. Like air blast for pyro. He prioritizes that because that is like the most efficient. Like how he shows off what you can do with it and the little mechanics here and there. In how it feels to play pyro. Like it is amazing how those things function, how those things work. The Scout video specifically has the best example of how PvP works, of how, not how PvP works specifically, but how in a big enough map you're able to, in a big enough PvP scenario, like Battlefield specific, or Battlefield and Battle Royales and those different things where there's a lot of players and a lot of different battles you can go to. That allows you to guarantee, you can look and see the enemy, see what they have, and say yes or no to that fight. Like you can do the mental calculus of, is that a good fight or not? If it is not in those big battles, you can just say, okay, gonna go this way. And in TF2, you have that absolute freedom with specifically the Scout. Other characters can dabble into that, but the Scout has the most ease of use in just, fuck this shit, I'm not fighting you kind of thing. It's just no. And he says it in such a good way, better than I could ever do it, even with editing. Like he puts so much heart and soul in his videos. I had these videos watch him, even if you do not like TF2. His videos are absolutely amazing. And I do not want you to say, and I'm not trying to get publicity, but I do not want you to say when you go to him that you watched it from me. I do not care about that. I just want you to watch it because I think you would actually enjoy it no matter who you are. If you have gone this far in the video, you enjoy my stuff, which means you might enjoy his stuff because it is actually really enjoyable and really thought through and just an overall amazing story. Like his man's guide, or not his man's guide, Soundsmith and Lazy Purple are kind of blended in my mind because they kind of do the same thing. They have the amount of potency. And Smith does a lot of other things, and I was going to talk about his man's guide because he does the more artistic things with the thumbnail, because those are all like references to old Renaissance paintings with his man's guide specifically, which is amazing. And those guys, because they do work together a whole lot. Same with Uncle Dane. A lot of the TF2 YouTubers work together a whole lot. Those three are the ones I see together a whole lot. I say a whole lot. um, but uh, those three are very good YouTubers and can do a whole lot. Uncle Dane is the engineer, basically. Soundsmith and at least Purple can play anyone. These Purple is typically, and why I'm saying this because like the team composition you would think about, and this is kind of how their videos work, and like how you could think of it. Uncle Dane is the engineer. He gives you the most information, most bang for your buck type of thing. Like if you're wanting pure information, is how he works, which is why his videos take so long. It is maximum information on something he wants to talk about or something about the game, some specific mechanic, maximum information. Lazy Purple is the soldier. The soldier, like he's even like the soldier in TF2. He is the soldier, and I'm doing this like how Destiny classes can be correlated to the players, or yeah, actually a good way to put it, which is amazing how different games function. The soldier, and different games like this where there has like distinct, this is how they function in game, especially if it's meshed properly with how they're meant to be in lore. It is amazing, or how lore is not what I'm going with. I'm going with more gameplay, just specific with the TF2. But sometimes you can do it with even lore with Destiny. But Laser Purple is the soldier. The soldier in gameplay can do so many different things. Go melee build if he really wants to. Can go shotgun. Can do so many different things. Even like his personal favorite playstyle. Uh, Troller. There we go. Troller is personal favorite playstyle, but he likes mixing around different things here and there with the Troller playstyle itself to have the next one fun. He likes mixing and matching pieces here and there, like his videos. His videos are that same thing. That same, I want this to make it as pretty, as colorful, as storytelling as he wants it to be. Some videos even have continuity to an extent. Not continuity technically, but not meant to be, kind of, sort of. It's interesting how he does it. You should watch it. It is amazing. His videos are very cool. Soundsmith is Soundsmith is the all-arounder. He can play whoever he wants to, and that's how he does it. He is the all-arounder. He is the person that can play anyone, can do anyone. He is the one that has the most just everything. The most this, like he can cover different weapons in detail, he can cover different things in detail, but in more fun aspect and information aspect. It is a lot of information, but on the like his man's guide. It is man as in like I think it's MANN, like it's a company in the thing itself. I believe that is the company owned by the big Australian man that has naturally the Australian outback as his chest hair, which is fucking amazing. Like just imagine American born with the American flag as his chest hair. That just sounds fucking metal. But he is basically their Superman. He can do all sorts of crazy shit. He boxed a Yeti to death. I think with one punch. Like, I don't think it really was a boxing match, but he's that type of person. He owns Manco, which I believe is spelled that same way, which is why it's uh, Man's Guide. Man's Guide is very, very interesting and very, like I said, it is that type of thing. It is meant to be more flashy, more boom, 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 like in later episodes. That is the kind of continuity thing. And other episodes, I believe, do mix into this continuity thing of how it's a procedurally generated show, which is why it's kind of continuity, kind of not, even though they do hint at other episodes, previous things, and it's cool how they're doing it. I really want to see what they do later episodes because of how they're trying to progress the story overall, even if their thing isn't really the thing they're talking about. It's amazing. I highly suggest watching it. All three of those, if you really want to. One of them is good, and you don't even have to watch them if you don't want to. Just I suggest watching them because they're actually very cool people to watch.
So much chrome on these guys. Wonder if you've cut any of them before.
I wouldn't know.
Just look at this shit. Like, everything you have been saying is massive changes from the previous go. And just holy Oh, I'm fucked.
Look,
Okay.
he can fight and think. That's all I need to know to understand he's a threat. But don't you worry. With our powers combined,
I jumped again.
we counter him on every level. Besides, he might not show up in person.
I've got a feeling.
Why?
A feeling.
Okay, so that next jump, for some reason, is slower than the others. Because if it was as instant, I would be able to hop over. What? That one looked a little bit funky. That fucked up. Hopefully I remember to use my slow-mo next or not next campaign, next foot. Oh, shit. Yup. No, 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 no. Okay. So I have to use the dash here. Save it for here. Hell yeah, and this is what I'm talking about, of being able to study it, see the patterns, and then go from there. Dark Souls bosses do not have the ability to study their pattern because they don't have a pattern! Bitch. But that is what I love. Invisibility does not mean intangibility. This is what I love about this game. Even with these, like it shows where it's going to hit and different things like that, so I can actually predict it and see where it's going to happen and could just walk through it. Okay, I should have died when you saw the red beam go across my head. Fuck. Like that. Holy fuck. Okay.
Bloodthirsty fuckers.
Fuck.
For your ninja rope to shine.
Hell yeah. Well, I was not expecting them to shoot instantly. Yeet.
It's called Gap Jammer.
That's the one? Yeah. Look, I know this ain't your first rodeo. I just want to help. Keep things smooth.
Where the fuck? Oh, there. Oh, okay. I thought I could grab jammer on or gap jammer blah onto the thing, but I couldn't. Oh yeah.
Why is the reactor above the city?
How should I know? Do I look like a nuclear engineer to you? Maybe plasma can't blow up.
Something amazing about this is that in the base there is these in bits here and there, but not in the first mission. Like there's a cathedral that you go to that is a whole lot of this stuff, but in the real world, which you can actually walk on and different things like that, which is amazing. This one is just about timing. Fuck. That was just bad timing, and I didn't know what to do after that. For the last one. Fuck. Should not have slow-moed that. Shit. Getting in my own head. Gotta just start grooving again. Shit. I forget that when you dash a direction, you have a lot of directional momentum that you can use to like move backwards like I've been doing to fuck myself over. Shit, that was so close. Shit, didn't get a jump there because I bounced a little bit. Didn't grab. Fuck. Okay. Fuck. Thought I dashed too far. That's why I backed up that time. Shit. Ah! Shit. Okay. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do it how I want to, and just say fuck it. Which is something amazing about this game. If you don't think you can do the parkour, you can just say fuck it and ride the walls. Wait. Oh, I have an idea. I'm actually. Oh, I actually made that back. Okay. Those signs over there. This is experimentation. I have not tried this, but so I can actually get to the bike section very fast and not have to worry about grooving to that. And because it's already kind of. Okay, that you cannot run on. Okay. Which means do it this way. This is very handy, which allows you to not have to worry about things like that. And could actually allow you to get a very fast score because you don't have to worry about timing it at all. You don't have to worry about dying multiple times, which is very handy. And you can do that literally anywhere, which is amazing about this game, completely and utterly. Why was he shooting that direction? Oh. Shit. Okay. I just popped my slow-mo. Where's the other flying motherfuck? Okay, there's another one. Hop. Come here, you chicken bitch! Oh! Shit! What happened there? I don't actually know what happened there. At least I get my slow-mo back. You know? Oh, there is two! Well, I fucked this one up. Okay, let's do that again. Boom, boom. Over. Grapple. Y. Okay. And again. Because of how the gap jammer works, because it pulls you directly from where you are, not where you were. Fuck, I fucked up that. Because it pulls you from directly where you are, not where you were, you have the ability to accidentally fall way too far to not allow you to get up high enough? Why did I not? Okay. Which is why you saw me not able to get the grapple off, but... Fuck. You know what? How about... change this shit up. He shot... Okay. Something amazing about this game. This makes it where it's too slow for them to actually move. But if you didn't notice, this slow-mo isn't as slow as that. So they can actually still react to you. Like you just saw this cow bitch do. But barely. Just about not be able to react to you. Which is amazing. I did not know he can punch in the air. Come here. Ow. Okay. This is what I'm saying. This shit is difficult, and I don't mind playing it over and over and over again to get the actual route and the exact route I'm wanting to do, but because I'm trying to show off the game itself, I'm going to go to the bike thing, and I actually mean that. It sounds weird. I fully admit it. It sounds weird to actually like losing as much as I just did. But I genuinely like it. It's very fun to see the pathways. Like I'm picturing each pathway, what I'm doing wrong, and how to improve on the next go. Next go, next go, next go. Basically maximize like how different these type of animes are the type of animes I personally will never watch because they're not the concept itself is not very entertaining and adds on so many questions than it could ever answer. The ones like where the main character has the ability to resurrect but with constant memory of everything. Those that are the ones that do more isekai, I think is what it's called, where they go into the world to have that ability, those don't make a lot of sense. But the ones where you can just Groundhog Day at a certain point is very interesting and has a lot of cool impact and not a lot of questions. There's one that I know of for my ex that has the main character being able to resurrect multiple times, which is pretty cool. But those are very interesting and can actually cause a whole lot of powers, basically. Not powers, but because of the ability to do that, if it is the same exact day every single time, if you go through it enough, even if you're getting shot at, like there's a movie that talks about this. Even if you're getting shot at, eventually you'll be able to figure out, especially if you use it properly, figure out where those bullets are coming from and dodge them every single time they're about to be shot. Guaranteed every single time. If you know it and do it repeatedly over and over and over again. The problem with that is there's an extra hell after you break the time loop, because after you break the time, like in the case of the movie, where it's an action movie that's set in a time loop over and over and over again, that action movie, I don't know what it's called, I'm just referencing it because that is a good example. That one is that one has an extra hell for him specifically because when he breaks the time loop, all that muscle memory is now gone. He will wake up expecting to do everything, and he will live that extra hell of, like basically a PTSD, like how a soldier comes back from war and has that overall fuck, 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 like he hears bangs and just oh shit kind of thing. I'm very not explaining it enough, but it's very, very bad. And because this is Memorial Day, I do want to say thank you for all of that, and I don't want to just say that without any, like, it's not as simple as I'm making it. Everyone has their own unique brand of it, like all sorts of different mental problems, and it is horrible that people have to deal with that on a daily. But it, your service has done so much if you are one of those that have to deal with that. And I am sorry from the bottom of my heart because no one should have to deal with that at all. But uh, I think I said everything I wanted to say. I'm just going to do this.
I've been trying to reach out to the Hammers, work out a peaceful solution. But nowadays, most of them are trigger-happy, drugged-up brutes. I have no idea how Armand kept them in line.
He didn't. That's the way he liked them.
There's just no end to them. I don't get it. The Hammers keep picking fights with everybody. Yet there's always like a billion of them around. Guess they're not picky when it comes to recruitment.
I just thought of the perfect example of how I actually think about how I'm doing these so well. Uh, if you have not watched this anime is on my absolute watch list for anyone right next to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And I am still working on, and I don't know if I actually posted a video where I say this, but I am working on a video talking about JoJo's lore and how it's actually more understandable than people really want to give it credit for. Like, it is beautiful, the science in it, how everything works, and it's fucking beautiful. But, I had a point. An anime called Record of Ragnarok. It is a Netflix anime, I believe. Specifically, it's Netflix anime. It's Netflix made. But that anime, the sword master, I forget his name specifically, but the sword master that at the end of that fight taps into his peak potential and hears everything, sees everything. Like, he is omnipresent at that point. That guy, I don't have that extreme, but his overall base ability of being able to think through a scenario multiple times is something I do a lot, even to my day to day, which is very handy actually to be able to just think through things, which is why I've said in previous videos I have like multiple trains of thought going at any moment because I'm thinking about multiple things, paying attention to multiple things, which is very handy. I thought I got enough momentum there. I did not. Huh. I think I picked the wrong level because I think this level will end with me getting the bike. Oh, that is a secret.
To be expected. You did kill their boss.
They were already like this before I did.
And this is a couple missions in, like you saw me pick, so all this lore is not. It's. I skipped a good bit for the story. Hopefully, it doesn't give a whole lot of spoilers except for like the first mission stuff, because that's all I really want to show you is the exact first mission stuff. Whew.
God, they're pissing me off.
The Hammers.
The Hammers. And the church. And all the games. All I want is to survive at all costs. Even if it means pushing everyone else down. Nobody sees the bigger picture. Yeah. And look where it got us.
Okay. What she just said is the thing that makes me dread basically everything. Best way to put it. Like my dream, like I've said in a lot of different videos, is basically to be mega Walmart, but for good. Where it's not everything I'm going to be selling is not at peak price. Like I'm going to make it as cheap as possible, but as good as possible, so you don't have to pay as much. And even then, you are paying as little on it as possible. Like I'm going to recycle a whole lot of things, like different countries that have a whole lot of mess everywhere. I'm going to go there, recycle it, all that, if possible. I try and make deals, try and do all different things here and there to clean that up, which will make them a hell of a lot just healthier overall, and will give me a lot of resources. So it's a double win. It's a win-win, which will be very beneficial for both of us. And I could go anywhere, so many places in America actually, and benefit from all that if I can get those deals, different things like that. And doing that, we'll get those resources, which will then can be used because it's basically free. I don't have to mine for it or anything. It's just pick it up, reuse it, clean it. It's not pick it up, reuse it. It's pick it up, clean it, make sure it's all sterilized, figure out what it can be used for, blah 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 blah. Processing. There's a lot of steps to it. I just like doing bare minimum, but sometimes I like going more in detail if absolutely necessary. But the or if I think is absolutely necessary. The all of that I dread actually starting that because it is hard being good in a world where greedy people have kind of won. Like a lot of people on the internet like to say it's easy, just boom, capitalism. Capitalism is the reason why everything's horrible. It's not because of capitalism. Capitalism is not our form of government. Our form of government is a republic. And sing the national anthem if you don't believe it's a republic, just sing the national anthem. National anthem. We're a republic, and all the different things with a republic, how it functions. It is basically a republic is basically a democracy with extra steps, which the extra steps overall make it what we make us what we are, and how we can do all sorts of crazy shit and can do so many good things if used properly. But because we have been forced fed basically that we are a democracy, people started thinking more democracy, not republic, and were allowed to change things here and there that they otherwise shouldn't have been able to do, which allowed people to abuse the overall beautiful net that the Declaration of Independence was to hold in, or not really net. I think the best way to explain it, because of the possibilities in this, it's basically how this is mega science for how I'm going to explain this, but with how the universe is constantly expanding. That expansion is basically what I mean by the net of how the Constitution is meant to be and how the different things here and there, like perfect. And even the Constitution now is not perfect. There's little things, and I do mean little things, that can be changed here and there. The Constitution is not actually about what you can't do as the people, it's what you can't do as the government, which makes the Constitution so fucking beautiful, and how it can actually help so many people, especially if it's spread more. And it doesn't have to be the exact Constitution, it can be different for different people here and there, but that general system should be spread overall, which is something I would actually like to do for every government, even any government, having that. The Constitution specifically is what I'm meaning about the paper, the this is what it says, read the paper kind of thing. Having that ability to, and having all those written down as rights and all these different things is very handy. Uh, and part of the thing of it's not a against the people is you're meant to be the right to bear arms is in the Constitution. I think it's actually the Second Amendment. I think it. I want to say I know, but I don't know. Don't want to do that. Never like doing that. But I think the Second Amendment is the one to right to bear arms, but not the, the right to bear arms to have a militia to defend yourself from the government is basically how it says it, because those specific things are to defend yourself from a tyrannical government that a lot of things are pointing towards because of how different things are working and all these different things. I'm not saying anything about getting weapons or anything like that. You don't need to unless you already have them, and even if you do, okay, anything can be considered a weapon, even a Nerf gun, if you really want to use it as such, and you can modify a Nerf gun to shoot through people pretty easily, actually, with modern day equipment. But With that, having a self-defense mechanism besides pepper spray is always very handy because you never know if a wild bear is going to come through your door. And I believe you can get a Nerf dart or a Nerf dart to, yeah, you can get a Nerf dart to have the velocity to break through a bear's skull. I believe you can, but I don't know if plastic will be able to hold on to that. Like, have a way to defend yourself is basically what I'm saying. If absolutely needed, and you never know when it's needed, so have a way to defend yourself regardless, even if it is a big stick. Have a way to defend yourself because you never fucking. Which is another thing about how I just think and how I do things. Always prepare for the worst. Murphy's Law and that type of shit. Okay, I I do not think I have the right mission, and this mission, or I don't think I have the right mission, and I am 56 minutes into this, or 56-ish minutes into this. So I am going to actually call it a video. I hope y'all enjoy the video, and I really hope you play the bike level. I hope you play this game for the bike level, if anything, because that bike level is absolutely fucking gorgeous. It best way to put it, if you have seen Tron, the newer Tron, but not the Tron TV shows, the Tron movie, because that is the one I really like and the one that I picture the most with Tron. And because of the description I give. How the bike section, how the first bike area where they can actually go above and below, flip around, do all the crazy gravity manipulation shit. Technically, it's not gravity manipulation because they're not dealing with gravity, which is something amazing about that show and just the general gist of what that could be. Because they're not dealing with real world. They're dealing with what is programmed. So what is programmed? Is gravity programmed? Who knows? Like that general thing. It's fucking cool. Um, that system of being able to go anywhere basically is how this bike works, and it's fucking beautiful. You are able to use it in later levels. You're able to use it in combat to allow you to get to certain places you wouldn't be able to easily, specifically easily. Like you saw, you can get anywhere basically you want to. But it is very fun how this functions, how it works. I highly suggest watching a video on it if you haven't already. Just it is fun. With all that said, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you all in the next one.